Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. So in the previous video I showed you guys around about the Prelude and more in detail of the cosmetics and the bodywork on it. So following that video I had some issues with the car, and yeah, it so happened that I told you guys that I was having issues with the starter, and yeah, it seems that this tool is not working anymore to get me started. So I had to basically take out the starter because it was completely fried, and I basically took it for repairs. So I'm going to just take you guys through the process of how I took out the starter, the process of taking it for repairs, and then for the process of putting it back into the car. So at this point, I'm just taking out the airbox to just make it a bit easier to maneuver in the starter area. Also, the battery and the battery tray gets removed. I had to, prior to me starting the recording, I had to just remove that 8mm bolt that runs through the starter just to make place for the socket. I had a bit of issues getting the socket in there. I didn't have just a normal spanner, and my 1/2 inch wrench didn't fit there. Then I had to just use a power bar with another makeshift socket to just get into that area. Always best to make sure you got the correct tools. Did manage to loosen it eventually, but much harder than it's supposed to be. So the top bolt that I'm removing now is a 14mm. The bottom bolt is a 17mm. Also best to remove the power cables from the starter before you start. I think this was a 12mm bolt. I did just lubricate all the bolts with like Q20 beforehand, just to make sure nothing was seized or gets broken unnecessarily. And then just put that long bolt back through. I was also having a problem with that clip that's at the end of the starter there. I'm not sure if you can see it. There's like a brass clip there, right there, that was also getting in the way. And you can't remove that bolt fully because it hits on the body. Now I'm removing the 17mm bolt. After it did release, it came out quite easily. It wasn't seized at all. Now I'm just freeing off that 14mm bolt. You just have to push the starter a bit in just to get that to line up so you can remove the bolt easily, and the starter is out. So I'm at the auto electrician shop. He's just going through the starter just to actually check what the problem is. And at this point, he did tell me that spares are very difficult for these starters. Not sure if that's the truth, but he's quite old in the game. So I'm sure I'm sure he does look like a trustworthy person. And he's been around the area for a very, very long time. So at this point, he did tell me that the brushes were gone. So guys, I did pick up the starter from the auto electrician today after being repaired. The auto electrician did mention to me that he had to basically use parts from Toyota D4D in the starter. Apparently the brushes were totally fried, and also it had some water damage as well. So I'm not sure how that happened, but probably over time it did occur. So guys, now that I got the starter back, it's in decent condition, but over basically 27 years it has shown some wear and tear on especially the paint. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to paint this stuff here, try to paint it to make it obviously look good in the car, and then I'll take you guys through that quick process as well. Does need to be degreased and stuff first. So here goes the starter back into the car. It actually came out very, very nice and glossy black. Then I'm proceeding to put the bolts back. Remember, it's 14 at the top and 17 at the bottom. And that's a wrap. Starter is installed. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the content for this show. If you like it, please subscribe so I can bring more content to you guys. Thanks. See you next time.